Half a day, everybody. I'm Sabrina Salas-Matanani.
And good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. I'm Jason Salas, and welcome to the HotSpot.
The Menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
Here's what's in our rundown for today. You may have seen the video, the marble altar at the Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church caving in. We've got a live report from Hagat.
The search for missing fishermen suspended.
No rate hike for power, at least for now, in utilities news.
And joining us in studio a little bit later, GPD to talk about Project U.
But first, let's get right to this story. Bree, we shared it on social media. So many people obviously concerned for very apparent reasons. The Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church and adjacent Mount Carmel School have been closed following an incident that occurred last night.
That's right. We brought you that story about the marble altar caving in, and with more on the story, joining us live from Hagat is Tyler Matanani. Tyler.
Bree and Jace, the church and adjacent school have since been closed out of an abundance of caution. A video that was taken by a parish member last night has gone viral, showing the extent of the damage. The church, which was dedicated in 1937, was rebuilt after World War II. Joining me now is Archdiocese of Agania spokesman Tony Diaz. Tony, the mayor told us that they're looking to bring in an engineer to see if the front area of the building is safe enough to have a temporary altar, but there are more. Tell us the logistics around that. It's more complicated than that.
Well, hopefully it won't be too complicated because we are in Chapter 11 reorganization, bankruptcy. We need to first get permission from the bankruptcy court to procure that kind of professional service. But I think everyone will understand that this is really important, and we pray that it will be done expediently.
Thank you so much. And we did speak with the mayor earlier today, too. He mentioned that there are 8 deaths within the village. They are coordinating with the other districts to figure out how they're going to go about those scheduled funerals. In fact, just earlier, a gentleman came up wondering where the funeral was. Highly encourage you to contact your village mayor, the Agate Village Mayor's office, to find out further information. We'll have more details on this story tonight on Prime Time. I'm Tyler Matanani. Back to you in studio.
Thank you, Tyler, for that report.
In other news this afternoon, after 4 days of searching, the Guam Fire Department has suspended its search for the last fisherman reported missing on Saturday off the waters in Inalahan. Initially, there were 2 missing fishermen, but 1 was pulled from the water on Monday, as you know. Now, local, federal, and private agencies participated in the search after the report was made to 911. GFD extends its sincerest condolences to the family and friends of the 2 fishermen. Bree?
Thanks, Jason. 28-year-old Joseph Duenas was released with no cash bail and placed on house arrest after appearing for his magistrate's hearing on Tuesday. Duenas is being charged with negligent homicide and child abuse for the death of his 5-year-old son. According to court documents, he was in a deep sleep after allegedly smoking meth the night before and had no idea his son had walked out of their Dededo home on the afternoon of March 15th. Duenas had went to sleep with his son, but the child managed to unlock the door, walk outside into a parked car, and was trapped inside. Neighbors told police that they heard repeated car horn sounds from the area from long periods of time from early to mid-afternoon. When Duenas was finally woken up, he found his son and took him to the Estumbo fire station. Documents describe the child as breathless, pulseless, and hot to the touch. He was transported to GRMC and pronounced dead. His next hearing is on April 11th before Judge Dana Gutierrez.
In utilities headlines this afternoon, it appears there will not be an increase to GPA's fuel surcharge, at least for now. The CCU met last night and decided to stay put on the current LEAC rate and not petition the PUC for a midterm adjustment, but that does not mean there won't be one coming. The commission agreed with GPA management that they could wait it out until at least the 1st of May and then make a purchasing decision when the current volatile fuel prices are more stable. Here's CCU member and former Senator Simon Sanchez.
You're comfortable enough that you have enough funds from the current LEAC to buy the next 2 orders of oil, right, shipments of oil in April and June. And because of the uncertainty of pricing on a daily basis, maybe the reason we should pause because of the uncertainty, let's just keep looking at the data and the actual costs. And if it is a midterm adjustment, it'll be based on the latest data information from us at the time. I mean, nobody likes the situation we're in, but I do appreciate that you know, it's worse than the stock market trying to.
Now, the current LEAC rate went into effect just last month, and the next regular adjustment is supposed to be in August. However, GPA may seek an emergency adjustment from the PUC should oil prices rise too high. The CCU has said it wants to keep the current under-recovery of fuel costs at no more than $20 million.
Public Health is gearing up for the second round of distribution of Pandemic Electronic Benefits Transfer, or PEBT, card payments. Public Health is hoping to get the money loaded into cards at the end of the month. The PEBT program is for GDOE students. The estimated $400 payment is for summer school and newly enrolled students for last school year. If you're not registered in the PEBT program, go to tinyurl.com, summer PEBT Guam. You must have a valid picture ID. For more information, you can call the call center Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The number is 671-735-7344. Parents will be notified when the cards will be loaded. Public Health is also hoping to stand up a distribution site at the Micronesia Mall and the Rancare building in Tamuning.
President Joe Biden appointed Ambassador Joseph Yun as special presidential envoy for compact negotiations slated to take place over the next 2 years with the freely associated states. Yun has served as the U.S. Special Representative for North Korea policy and as U.S. Ambassador to Malaysia over his 33-year career in diplomacy. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said, quote, completing the negotiations is a priority for this administration, also adding that through these negotiations, they will strengthen enduring partnerships with our close Pacific Island partners and ensure a free and open and prosperous Indo-Pacific region.
Today, U.S. Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson described herself as, quote, an independent jurist while facing her first round of tough questions from members of the Senate Judiciary Committee. The federal judge was pressed today on her past cases and her judicial philosophy. Skylar Henry reports.
On day 2 of her confirmation hearings, U.S. Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson said her judicial philosophy is to be impartial and interpret the facts of each case.
As a judge in our system, I have limited power, and I am trying in every case to stay in my lane.
Senate Republicans have characterized Judge Jackson as soft on crime and questioned her past sentences in child pornography cases.
I did my duty to hold the defendants accountable in light of the evidence and the information that was presented to me.
GOP Senator Ted Cruz, a fellow Harvard Law School graduate, pressed her on critical race theory.
It views every conflict as a racial conflict.
I've never studied critical race theory, and I've never used it. It doesn't come up in the work that I do as a judge.
Afterwards, some Democrats criticized the exchange.
A lot of these questions are meant to distract or distort.
During questioning, Judge Jackson said the First Amendment applies to conservatives and liberals equally. The Second Amendment is a fundamental right, and landmark rulings regarding abortion are settled law. But she refused to weigh into the conversation on whether the court should be expanded, calling it political.
The president watched portions of Judge Jackson's hearing yesterday and today, and is proud of the way she is showcasing her extraordinary qualifications.
The White House says President Biden is receiving regular updates on the confirmation hearings.
Skylar Henry reporting for KUAM News.
All right, it's time to take a little break, but please stay tuned because when the Hotspot continues, we talk to our friends at GPD about a program that they are overseeing to teach island youth how to take stewardship of their community.
But first, let's head to a higher ground.
Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show focused on issues that impact Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the larger Pacific region. Join Tomas Magonia every Monday to discuss politics, trends, and take a deep dive into the issues changing our island home, because what happens in the Pacific matters.
Catch SportsLink on The Link every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. SportsLink airs every Friday on Breeze 93.9 FM and streaming online across our multimedia platforms. SportsLink is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Taco Bell. Live Mas.
KUAM Communications continues our perpetuation of our Chamorro culture, language, and heritage with features available to our listening and viewing audience, including streaming of Chamorro music 24 hours per day on Isla Digital Radio on KUAM.com and the KUAM News app. Chamorro News Update, weekdays on The Link and the KUAM News YouTube channel. Conversations about life in our Chamorro language podcast, Cuentos Tapoco, with Kin Conception. Seasonal specials, shows, and other features highlighting the beauty of our language, culture, and history. It's a new era of our continued commitment to our Chamorro heritage. Isla, watch, listen, stream. Viva Isla! The KUAM Podcast Network is back and on demand, featuring a great variety of podcasts from our island and region, including culture, lifestyle, awareness, crime, politics, commentary, comedy, and entertainment. Available on most streaming platforms. The KUAM Podcast Network. Subscribe and listen now. It's deep diving into what's making news, listening to your feedback, and getting you the answers you deserve. Plus, remembering to laugh a little too. Join me, Chris Barnett, on The Link, live streaming video on the KUAM News Facebook page and YouTube channel, and broadcast live on the Breeze 93.9 FM, KUAM.com, and the KUAM News app. Miss The Link, miss a lot, so don't miss it.
The Link is presented by IT&D, Calvo Enterprises Inc., Jack in a Box, and Pacific Points.
Let us know what's up on our KUAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the Sinamay, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Hotspot right here on KUAM. Look who I have in studio for the first time face-to-face in 2 years. We have Sergeant Paul Tapao from the Guam Police Department. I've said this like so many years as he's been gracious to join us on the set. A big guy with a big heart, wearing a big badge. And Sarge, it is with that approach that you guys and girls at GPD are overseeing this Project U program. Now, this is not new, because I remember the last time we caught up with you guys, you were teaching island youth to make positive decisions, to really take ownership. And the last time, I believe, was in December, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a sprucing up of a bus stop over in Tejan.
You're absolutely correct. You know, the Project U is really the overarching umbrella now with our youth initiatives with the community affairs. And I really do want to thank Sergeant Maggie Napati and, of course, the direction of Chief Steven Ignacio in allowing the Guam Police Department and taking that trajectory forward with our youth initiatives for the community. And this is our second rodeo, our second go-around with our summer event. And, you know, we took what worked for us with our first initial event that we held last year at the Guam Trades Academy, and we're applying it for this year to make it sort of say more better for the kids as they come in, right? And we utilized our expertise in understanding what is gonna really hit home and resonate with the kids who are gonna be faced with those decision-making skills and what we've been talking about in previous past about just choices and peer pressure and how to be able to navigate and manage that as a young adult moving into the next level of life. It's pretty much adulthood and making better choices. So we're really excited. It's, you know, we're slated to kick off in June 6th, and we're looking at concluding on July 1st. So it's a full, and let me repeat this again, it's a full elective credit. One elective credit. GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez has graced us in allowing the participants who are under the Department of Education, who are students of DOE, to receive a full elective credit. It's not a subject-specific credit. So you come in, you enroll, talk to your counselors, it's only for 14 to 17-year-olds, which is our age category in which we're focusing on. These are primary high school students. You will get that credit, and you just simply need to talk to your counselor if you're interested in advanced placement with your credits, or if you're lacking a credit, you will be able to utilize that as a credit earned.
That is fantastic. And let's be honest, Sarge, because even though, you know, students will get, as you said, academic benefits for this, I believe, maybe I'll call like Superintendent Fernandez, because you guys should also be giving away service learning time too, because the lessons that these young people, these young Guamanians under your tutelage are doing, you know, they're going out, you're teaching them how to make positive decisions, how to say, like, you know, you may just think you're just a kid, but this is your island. You know, we're setting this up for you guys to take over.
You're absolutely correct. You know, the service hours were actually tossed around and everything, and I just had a meeting with the JP Torres Success Academy, the director there, or the principal, Dr. Rizzetti, and discussing how we can implement the students that are part of the JP Torres as also, you know, being able to receive the service hours. But, you know, the curriculum in itself, it's the Safe School partners that are playing in this role in becoming, you know, the stewards of the community. Guam Behavior Health and Wellness Center, Project Links, West Care Pacific Islands Thrive Coalition, Manietlo Guam and Micronesian Resource Center in developing and being able to understand the adult world, the Guam Police Department and our many law enforcement partners, and of course Guam Trades Academy, and in equipping the students that are going to partake in this, the ability to see, have a foresight way of thinking and seeing what's available to them outside of high school. Perfect. Once they obtain the high school diploma. All
right, well, Sarge, as quickly as we brought you on the set, we got to let you go because you got to get back out on the streets keeping us all safe. But real quick, how can interested students sign up for Project U?
So again, for the Department of Education students who are interested, you can simply go to your school counselor, inquire more. You know, that's one of our Safe School partners is the Department of Education. If anybody has any questions, feel free to call us 671-472-8911, ask for our juvenile section, or inquire for Sergeant Tapao, and it will gladly navigate you to the registration and what's needed. So
it's easy as that.
Absolutely.
All right, and the lesson certainly lasts a lifetime.
It does, and hopefully, you know, the students that graduate from Project U, they become stewards in the community, and that's exactly what we're looking for.
All right, right on. Sarge, a pleasure, man. It's been too long.
It's fun, man.
Well, first of many appearances right here on the HotSpot.
Yeah, the HotSpot, and it is, man. I thank you again for KUAM. You know, the partnership and everything that you guys provided for us has always been there for us.
Absolutely. Hey, man, you're home away from home here. You know, you got your own parking space in the front. You actually took my parking space, so we're going to talk about that afterwards. So I'm going to have a conversation with Sarge, and we will be back right after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
It's deep diving into what's making news, listening to your feedback, and getting you the answers you deserve. Plus, remembering to laugh a little too. Join me, Chris Barnett, on The Link, live streaming video on the KUAM News Facebook page and YouTube channel, and broadcast live on The Breeze 93.9 FM, KUAM.com, and the KUAM News app. Miss The Link, miss a lot, so don't miss it.
The Link is presented by IT&D, Calvo Enterprises Inc., Jack in a Box, and Pacific Points. Catch Sports Link on The Link every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday on Breeze 93.9 FM and streaming online across our multimedia platforms. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Taco Bell. Live Mas.
KUAM Communications continues our perpetuation of our Chamorro culture, language, and heritage, with features available to our listening and viewing audience, including streaming of Chamorro music 24 hours per day on Isla Digital Radio on KUAM.com and the KUAM News app. Chamorro News Update, weekdays on The Link and the KUAM News YouTube channel. Conversations about life in our Chamorro language podcast, Cuentos Tapoco, with Kin Conception. Seasonal specials, shows, and other features highlighting the beauty of our language, culture, and history. It's a new era of our continued commitment to our Chamorro heritage. Isla, watch, listen, stream. Viva Isla! The KUAM Podcast Network is back and on demand, featuring a great variety of podcasts from our island and region, including culture, lifestyle, awareness, crime, politics, commentary, comedy, and entertainment. Available on most streaming platforms. The KUAM Podcast Network. Subscribe and listen now.
Pacific Matters is a half-hour news, culture, and lifestyle show focused on issues that impact Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, and the larger Pacific region. Join Tomas Magonia every Monday to discuss politics, trends, and take a deep dive into the issues changing our island home. Because what happens in the Pacific matters.
Let us know what's up on our KUAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town on Guam or the CNMI and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Well, excuse me. Welcome back to the Hotspot. It's our second week of the hard drive with everything that has happened with COVID. Our team here has made a commitment to get fit and change, make positive changes for our lifestyle.
You're gonna like this segment because these guys go hard.
Right, the struggle's real.
Good day, everybody. My name is Joseph Lazama. I'm a coach and a personal trainer over here at Steel Athletics.
Yeah, so we're gonna be building up to the heavy set of 5 push press for today. After that, the fact that you're here today is already like a great thing for me. The hardest thing for people to do is to just walk through the doors, right? And then get the workout done. So,
Coach Joe, that handsome beefcake man, he's great, very encouraging, and he pushes us for sure.
Coach Joe's a bit rough, but he has to be like that because he has to push us to actually do the exercises right and correctly.
My gym confession is that I don't understand half of what he's saying. Okay, maybe 90% of what he's saying. He's always like, what does he say? What does he say? He always says, all right guys, come in. We're gonna do 18 reverse thrusts to burpees to target 36 singles and hello goodbyes with increasing weight. I need a cross-training to English dictionary. But Joe has been so kind to us, so gentle, and I kind of hope it stays that way.
You guys have been doing great, all right? And then I know like the very first day, it was probably like, felt like death, all right? But the more you do it, the less difficult it becomes. A lot of the moves become a little bit easier. And then from there, hopefully it becomes something that becomes enjoyable and becomes fun. To the point where a lot of people over here, if they miss a day or miss a workout, they feel like, they feel like they're missing out. So
I have to admit that I actually missed 2 times, 2 workouts. The first one is because we were launching our brand new show, the HotSpot, so I wanted to come in early to work and prepare for that. And then the second time I missed is because I have my son. Early in the morning, it's hard to get him up because I have to take him with me. But that, I think, is what a lot of people like myself, working moms, kind of go through, trying to find that balance between work and working out and, raising a child. So that's been the only difficult part about being consistent. And I think what Joe said is you have to be consistent. When you're consistent, it becomes, a habit and part of your routine. And so that's kind of where I'm trying to get to, and I'm almost there.
So where is the rest of Team KUAM today? Because we're dying.
So for week 2 of hard drive, I only attended 1 day, but I hope to improve that in the upcoming weeks.
My attendance, I think I'm about 50-50 in terms of showing up, although my colleagues would probably say that it's probably below that. But the biggest thing for me, the hardest thing is actually waking up, and trying to actually head over to Steel.
Now I've missed 3 days, but it's like once a week, and it's been because of school or a project, or like today I went to go see a friend off. But other than that, I look forward to the workouts. It is difficult having to wake up at 4 a.m. because I live all the way in Zonia. But I've just been looking forward to getting it together, so it hasn't been too bad.
I've been showing up every day, looking forward to it. It's a good way to start my day, and it gets me going for the rest of the day and even the rest of the week.
Let's get back to attendance. Everyone except for Tomas maybe has kind of missed a class. And everyone is like, oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to go the next day. And then they miss the next day. But everyone's been putting in the work. I see my coworkers, they're all much younger than I am, and Sabrina as well, putting in the effort until they're completely exhausted, including Isaiah. And Tomas, he kind of makes it look like he's not hurting, but he says he's hurting.
The one person that I would say I'm extremely impressed with is Lacey. I think she only missed one time, but when she shows up, man, she shows up. She goes full on, even when she's tired and even when she's sore, she continues to push through, and I've really admired by her drive and her spirit and sticking to this. Way to go, Lacey.
When you get to my age, everything is harder. Walking upstairs is harder, losing weight is harder, eating healthy is so much harder. And if I don't make this effort, I'm heading straight into all of those pre-existing conditions that have kind of taken all of our family members, our parents, a lot earlier than before. So if anybody's listening to this, don't wait until you're my age to make this change. But at the same time, it's not too late to make a change.
Over here at Steel Athletics, we try to provide people with the tools and the knowledge to create a healthy lifestyle. And you're gonna do that by being consistent, showing up to the gym. Doesn't have to be every day, it can be 2-3 times a week. But that's gonna create, again, a habit. That habit will create a lifestyle. And in doing so, you know, hopefully you find some enjoyment and some fulfillment, excuse me, in your workouts over here. Have fun with your friends as you're enjoying having the shared suffering. Right? But yeah, so that's what we're trying to do here. Trying to change the culture on Guam too as well with the obesity rate. I know it's so hard to not eat all the fiesta food, all right? But kind of having that balance between enjoying yourself outside a little bit, but then enjoying your time here as well. That's what we're trying to do.
Ooh, man, I'm sweating just watching that. Good
You
job,
should
you guys.
join us.
Yeah. Okay,
You go,
so
yeah.
So I'll tell you what. So
No.
since everybody here at Team KUAM, you know, even those of us who are offering moral support, you know, have burned all those calories and everything, we got a special segment with our friend Joe Okada where we continue to celebrate Mess Tomorrow. So what would be better than going through that wonderful workout by indulging in pork and breadfruit? So that's what we're gonna make today. Hafade Biba Mess Tomorrow, everybody. We are here back in Dedido. Sabrina, Jace, and our good friend Joe Okada from Tunu Guam Barbecue Company, Okada Store, longtime practitioner of Chamorro cooking. And Joe, we have got B and B today. We have got breadfruit and beef. What are we gonna make?
So we're gonna do golay up and lamai.
It's not Airbnb. This is
which
just straight up
is,
B&B.
has coconut milk, lamai, and we're gonna put our signature smoked meat in it to add a little bit more flavor.
That is a beautiful cut of beef too, I must say.
So really, simplest thing to do is get your lamai, skin it, take off the seed, chop it up, and then just put it in a pot like this. And then what we like to do is, this is our smoked meat. I'll cut them in like maybe 3. I'll put them in maybe 4. And then we'll put a little bit of salt for flavor and coconut milk. Then we're gonna throw this on the stove, let it steam up, and that's the dish. Okay, so we finish steaming up the coconut milk and breadfruit and coconut milk, and then we're just gonna slice it up.
Manteca left on it and everything like that.
It's got a lot of manteca on it. It just looks like it. Like slice up some of the smoked meat that we got in there. Just plate it up.
Look at how nice that looks. If I may, sir.
He always was.
Never mind about the lemon.
I'll try.
It tasted
Try
that.
it with a little bit of the lamai.
It's almost candied. Yeah, and that's really, really good. Another winner. We are batting 1,000 here. Oh my gosh, Joe, thank you once again. I know what you're thinking, and
What?
yes, it was delicious. I guess we got to go back to the gym.
Yeah.
Let's go,
for
Let's go right now.
I go almost every day, so.
Oh, there you go.
But I
Well,
love lemon. Oh, it's worth it.
yeah, so you can find all of those cooking segments. They're on our YouTube channel right now. Check out our playlist for the hotspot. Share them with your friends, discuss it, and even make the food. Because celebrate Biba Mets tomorrow. And please, everybody, have a safe time getting back to work. Have a great rest of your afternoon. We will see you tomorrow.